This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
Okay, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Rick Nielsen, Tom Peterson from Cheap Trick are with us. They have a new album. It's the band's 20th. In Another World. It's coming out in April. All the info, cheaptrick.com. Guys, let's start with the title. Is it self-explanatory considering, what we've all been doing for the last year?
I think we premonition on Cheap Trick's part. Give me some truth. In another world, it all relates to. Now we're just lucky.
Yeah, because we recorded it about a year and a half ago, so it was about to be released at the beginning of last year. So then we put the kibosh on that, of course.
So the plan was put the album out, go on tour 2020, but no, COVID hit.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Wow.
So anything that relates to what's happened in the last year is just a coincidence.
Isn't it weird when that happens? I've spoken to other bands about that. And they're like, no, we recorded this 2 years ago and we have a song called whatever. And it's completely relatable to what's going on for the past year.
Yeah,
that's true.
What the past few years were kind of a premonition of a precursor to COVID and the elections and all the other nonsense.
Are you guys just a little stir crazy from not being able to play live?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm going to the dentist on a Thursday.
Well, yeah, you can get these things done, that you wouldn't normally be able to do when you're on tour, I guess,
And my teeth would be like Chris Farley's.
You mentioned Give Me Some Truth. That is a cover of John Lennon's infamous song that you have on this album. But I think you guys recorded that for a record store day thing or something a while ago.
Did we?
We did. We've done a few of things like that. I'm not sure if that one was.
No, we did. I think we did Rebel, I think.
Oh, Rebel. Yeah, Bowie. Yeah.
And we did a thing She Said, that was for
Howard Stern. I think. And then we also did the Nielsen song.
That's Ambush. Right, Ambush by Harry Nilsson.
But why this song on this album? Again, back to the topic of sort of premonition of what's been going on.
Yeah, it's like
yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, this thing kind of tells the story. And luckily, it's written by somebody else who's pretty good. And so we it's like a good song and so we can't get totally blamed for it. And we do a good version of it.
And Steve Jones is on the song with you?
Yeah. We wanted to have some sex and some pistols, and we got him.
Cheap Trick is with us. We got Tom Peterson and Rick Nielsen, the new album In Another World's coming out in April. All the info, cheaptrick.com. It's pretty amazing. You guys have been really, prolific. Is it 4 albums in 4 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think you did 2 albums in 2017. Then you had a Christmas album. Did you ever think you guys would do a Christmas album?
No.
I didn't think there was enough. I didn't think there was enough. There's not enough Christmas songs for us to do. But then all of a sudden there were.
We just picked out all the artists we liked, like, whatever, Slade and the Kinks or whatever. Did they have they wrote a Christmas song, and they did, Roy Wood, and we picked artists that we liked that did Christmas songs. We really didn't. I think we did 1 or 2 standards. We weren't, doing Little Drummer Boy and all that stuff you always hear. That made it interesting. It was kind of songs that we thought should have been known. They were hits in England or whatever, and we thought, that was cool. And
we didn't do any Mariah Carey covers.
However, you did cover Chuck Berry.
Of course, the King.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a good solo on there. I don't usually play great solos, but I think that was a good one.
I see that there are actually, believe it or not, tour dates on the cheaptrick.com website for Australia and the US. Now, are these 2021 or 2022?
Well, they were 2020 actually, so now they're 2021.
So yeah, so Australia, they've done a better job than most with the COVID. So you're going to go there, I guess, in April.
That's what we've heard.
Is it a wait and see thing, or is it locked in for sure?
Well, I got Dean and the guys from STP are texting me, asking me because we're playing together there. Are we going? Well, what'd you hear? You text me, I'll text you. So
it kind of changes all the time with like the weather, so.
Right. But I think Australia is like they've gotten it together much better than a lot of other countries. I think.
Australia and New Zealand both.
Yeah. I think Bush is on that some of those states with you as well. So and then I also see dates with Rod Stewart.
Yeah, that was supposed to be 2020.
Right.
And so was ZZ Top. It's like everything was canceled. So we just been playing with ourselves. Whoops.
What was it like? Was it literally like bags are packed, going to the airport, and then you got to call, dudes, we can't do it, you got to shut everything down? Or was it a little bit more spread out than that, like back in February or March?
Well, we were kind of lucky. We were lucky because just coincidentally, right at that time, we had stopped touring, and it was the first time we were going to have like 2 months off, which never happens,
Yeah.
So we were 2 or maybe even 3, but at least 2 or 3 months off anyway. So right when that happened, we were not going to be working anyway, but we didn't think it was going to go into 2 years. But
yeah, if it weren't for Zoom, I wouldn't see Tom or Robin.
Well, yeah. So, but this whole album was done like before that, that 2 month break, right?
Yeah. So it was coming out right then, the spring of 2020.
Unbelievable. Well, I got to tell you that this first single, "Light Up the Fire," is so great. I've been playing it on this show a lot, and this one, you got what I thought when upon like the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth listen. The two of you guys, Tom Peterson and Rick Nielsen, you're really doing like almost like a Cream thing. You're both soloing a lot on this song, but it doesn't take away from it. It just completely rocks it out.
Well, Tom, you answer first.
Well, that doesn't always work, but it works sometimes, and on that thing particular, it's we really try to do whatever is best for the song, not just play our asses off on everything. If something has to be simple or just basic or not a solo or just an acoustic or whatever, we do that. But, yeah, sometimes songs like that, these heavy songs, lend themselves to just complete craziness.
Yeah, and I did a tribute with it was an award show in Seattle for Jimmy Page a couple of years. 2 years ago, and all these other guys that were doing the thing, they were trying to do all Led Zeppelin stuff, and so I chose Happenings 10 years time ago to do 2.5 minutes long, none of these long solos and the junk, and I liked it so much that when we did this song, the first part of the first solo I do is I ripped off the solo from Happenings 10 years time ago, or my best interpretation of it.
Well,
now, was that Jimmy or was that?
No, that was actually Jeff Beck. But that was the first single that supposedly Jimmy was on.
Well, it sounds really great on the radio. We're going to play it again right now. The last question on why the band still records and tours. You've said basically, we love to play together. That's why we got in this band. Why would we ever stop doing this? You guys have like the greatest job in the world.
There's the answer.
I mean, why would anyone ever retire? I mean, come on.
It's like we had a song on our first record, Daddy Should Have Stayed in High School. And it was like, it's like, I'm 30, but I feel like 16. Until I look in the mirror, I feel like I'm still, 25 years old. And then I look in the mirror, it's like, well, I took all the mirrors out of my house. Ridiculous. But it's like, yeah, and I said this yesterday, Tom. I said, we've never progressed, which is in a good thing. We didn't, try to be something we weren't. Every Cheap Trick record is like, it's what we are. We're not, it's the song is the king. The song is the way we do it. If the song needs this or that noise or that kind of thing or going crazy, it's like, there you go. We didn't try to, we don't try, Rick, well, you better do a solo here. Come on, Tom, bass solo, drum solo. Robin, come on, a cappella. It's like, it doesn't work like that. The song dictates what we do.
And why fix something that isn't broke? I mean, look at AC/DC, same thing. It's them right away,
Thank God there's no ballad.
Or the Rolling Stones. I mean, it's not like they're all of a sudden now a jazz act or something. It's the Rolling Stones, It's those are the groups, or those kind of groups that, to me, that don't go completely into something else, that are better because you like them for a certain reason. I love the Kinks, or I like the Who, and you like that early stuff, and you wish that, and if, a lot of people just go beyond it, try not to repeat themselves, but start doing things that maybe they're not that good at. Not those acts in particular, but you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. We always say too, we record for our own enjoyment. This is the kind of stuff we like to hear. We don't really know what anybody else wants to hear, but all we can do is just do what we think sounds cool to us. And that's the end of it.
Well, I can't wait to have you guys back in New York City, just like melting our faces on some stage. I don't know what stage it'll be. I think the last time I saw you actually was in Tribeca in our iHeartRadio theater.
Yeah.
For Q104.3.
Yeah, John Sykes was there too.
Yep. Well, I hope that happens again. I hope this all ends soon and we can see you all back here in New York City. Cheap Trick, the new album In Another World, comes out in April. All the info, cheaptrick.com. Rick Nielsen, Tom Peterson. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe. Stay away from the dentist.
Too late for that.
Too late. Get the gas. And we'll see you guys real soon. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Adios.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q104.3.